Hi guys, I'm Alex, and today we are making flipbooks. Flipbooks are basically a set of pictures that change slowly throughout the book, so that when you flip through them, it looks like you're watching an animation. For this project, we'll need some paper, some markers, some scissors, a stapler, and you might want to use a glue stick later on. We're going to take one piece of paper, fold it hot dog style, so that it forms a nice long piece of paper. You can use your fingers to make the crease so that it's nice and visible. Once we open it up, we're also going to fold it hamburger style, so it looks more wide rather than long. And we'll have 4 boxes. Now we're going to fold each side in, holding the paper horizontally, and make a crease. And we'll do it with the other side as well. Now we have 8 boxes. We're going to grab some more paper, 3 or 4 sheets, and line it up very nicely. With our stapler, we're going to staple one side in 2 locations so that the sheets are attached, so that we have a chance to cut them together. By cutting them together, this will allow us to make this a lot faster. We're going to cut out each individual rectangle from the 8 rectangles that we have, so that we have a nice big set of small rectangles. Each of these rectangles will be a page in our flipbook. You might require parental help to take out the staple from the pages, but once you do, it should be easy. We're gonna line up our set of papers. We should start with about 10 pieces of paper. It doesn't need to be exact, but 10 is a pretty good number. We'll take our stapler and staple our paper in 2 locations on one side, so that it opens like a book. Paper sticking out. We're going to cut along the top edge so that we can cut off all the papers that are sticking out, and we have a nice straight line. Once we unroll it, we'll see that it's much easier to flip through because now the papers aren't perfectly lined up. We're going to start off with the very last page, and we'll start with something basic for our first flip book. Other shapes work as well. Now we're going to change the circle slightly on the next page, because if you look through the page, you'll be able to see the shape underneath. By slightly changing the shape, it'll create an animation. As you can see, I'm making each circle slightly larger than the last. To make it more interesting, I'm also changing colors every few pages. Eventually, once my circle is big, I've decided to make my circle get skinnier. Whenever you change the shape slightly, it allows your animation to be smoother, as you can see here. It's really important to pay attention to how little changes you make. The less it changes, the more likely it will to be smooth. Now, I've decided to make another flip book. This time, we're going to do something more advanced. I'm going to draw a stick figure. You guys can try a stick figure too. And I'm going to make the stick figure move. thing to remember is that when you're drawing, what you're drawing is actually going to be looked through backwards. The very front page is what's going to be the first thing to see. So since you're starting from the very back, you're drawing the last thing. Now, once again, you look through the paper to see the stick figure underneath, so you can make sure that you make a very small change. That's why it's important to use very light printer paper. Thicker printer paper might not be as visible. This process takes a while and it requires some patience, but in the end the result is really nice. It's very simple to make your figure move. It doesn't need to be a person, it could be really anything. Some basic things you can start off with is, for example, with a heart, you can make a heart break, or you can make a star grow. Basic shapes. A stick figure is really just some lines and a circle. We can make those lines do anything, even if it doesn't look very normal. My stick figure is doing some strange combination of dancing and I don't really know, but I had fun with it and made the parts of the stick figure move a tiny bit. I wasn't really sure what the stick figure was doing, but it was a fun attempt. Now, with a large stack of paper, I decided to make something that was a little bit more challenging, where my stick figure had shorts and a shirt as well as its body, which took more time. This time I took maybe 30, 40 sheets. I'm not actually sure really, but I wanted to see what I could make. I decided to create a person who cartwheels and then walks off. One strategy which I'm using right now is when you have a lot of papers, you can quickly test if what you've created is actually working, so you can make sure to fix it up halfway through instead of drawing the whole thing and waiting for the end, and then at the end watching what you've created and realizing that some parts don't really work out. But at the same time, it doesn't really matter. It's all for fun. It just takes a long time, so you have to have some patience. To make it easier to draw, because cartwheels are really hard to draw backwards, I decided to actually do a cartwheel myself to see what it might look like, to imagine it, and I even did some sketches on a different piece of paper. These help in making your basic animation a lot easier. I decided to leave the front page blank so that I could decorate it and give it a cover. You can have a lot of fun with flip books and do absolutely anything. It could be really simple, it could be really detailed, but in the end, it's just a lot of fun. And yeah. I decided to color in a piece of paper to brown to make a spine for the book to basically cover up the staples. Since I didn't want to really feel the staples, I cut out a long rectangular strip that was the length of the spine, and I stuck it around with glue stick, which this is totally optional and you can do whatever you want with your book, but just remember to have fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you next time.